I'm from Birmingham in the
Are you
UK.
in Birmingham, Philippa?
Yeah.
Nice, nice, nice. Charlie, where are you from? Where are you jumping in from? Birmingham as well.
I'm from Gatineau, Quebec.
From where?
Gatineau in Quebec.
Oh, Quebec. All right. Welcome, Canada. Welcome, Canada. And on the seal is in Toronto.
Yes, I am. Hi, everybody.
And Fiona.
Yeah, I'm from Sydney.
Is in Sydney. Gillespie, where are you?
I am not too far from Nasil.
All right then.
Hey, Nasil.
Hey.
Well, thanks for jumping on.
Enjoy the library.
I'm having problems with. Oh, there you are. All right. I can see everyone. Keisha, Melanie. Gonna ask everyone to, let me mute my sound on this one. Gonna ask everyone to switch their cameras on. Hey, I can see your face there. Hi, Melanie. I got a feeling that Melanie and Gillespie, what's your first name? Your name is not Gillespie. I know it's not Gillespie.
Yes, so that is my wife. Melanie is my wife. It's Fitzroy.
No, I got a feeling. Yeah. Fitz. Oh my God. Fitz.
It is me. It is I. It is.
I just realized who I'm looking at now.
Yes.
Fitz, how you doing?
I'm good, man. I'm good.
Good. Ada, where are you?
I'm here.
No, I know you're there. No, which country? Where? Let everybody know where you're jumping in from.
I live in Miami.
Miami. All right, Miami. Beautiful.
It's crazy. It's really crazy with the tourists and transit people. It's out there crazy though.
Oh man.
There's no mask. I mean, the locals are doing okay, and I've been leading first day with a mask, but other people are really like, don't care, it's going to be spread really bad here.
Yeah. Well,
and still in my building, I'm working so much with the mask, but still people from New York that are here that don't wear the mask.
All right. Well, keep safe. Please keep safe.
I will have my shield and my mask.
Oh. So, Keisha, everyone else, so can I ask those of you who are jumping on to actually switch on your cameras? Yeah, please switch on your cameras so that you can be with everyone in this space. Hi everyone. Just unmute yourself and let everybody know where you're jumping in from. Everyone can see your name. Triz, Nikisha, Keisha. Please tell us where you're jumping in from.
Hi,
From London.
I'm from London as well. Teresa from London.
I'm also from London as well. Hello, everyone.
All right then. Which parts of London? Keisha, which part?
Enfield.
Enfield. All right. My wife used to work in Enfield. Nikisha, whereabouts?
Enfield as well.
Oh my gosh.
My neighbor.
and Tris?
Wembley.
Wembley. All right then. All right. Well, all right. I see. All right, Shireen and Yvonne. I think that Yvonne is my Yvonne, and I ain't gonna tell her what to do at all. You can just do what you want to do, yeah, babe. But I know you're gonna switch on your camera. There you go. That's my wife. That's my wife of 27 years. Yeah, it's my wife, Yvonne. Yvonne, where are you joining us from? Good work.
From the Sydney Adventist Hospital.
All right then. Thanks. And Shireen, I know Shireen is jumping in from Miami as well. Or is it Florida? Where are you jumping in from, Shireen?
Yeah, I'm in the Miami area.
That's right. So I'm going to ask everyone to jump, get your handouts, and we're going to start. We're going to start. People will continue to jump in, and I'll let them in. So 2020. Let me ask: is there anything next to you or close to you that could actually describe how 2020 was for you? Is there anything that's around you that you can pick up and say, yeah, this actually describes 2020 for me? If you can, and if there is, pick it up. Here's mine. Crumpled paper. You felt like
Hills and valleys.
Oh my gosh.
Sometimes I was up, sometimes I was down. So if you crunch a piece of paper together, open it up, hills and valleys.
This is what I felt like I was on all year. Just like literally just on a drums fits.
Drums.
Why drums?
Marching to a different beat at different times.
Oh my gosh. I saw, what did you, hold on, I saw somebody else pick up something. Oh, Fiona, what's that?
It's actually a book that's the color of the face masks that we've been having to wear.
Oh. Headphone, Nasil. Why headphones?
I have been working myself to death since the pandemic started, so it's a lot.
Oh my God. Well, listen, there is no, actually, hold on, let me introduce myself just by way of introduction. Listen, my name is Eddie Hippolyte. Thank you for joining me. I am a resident in Australia. I'm a resident in New South Wales, Australia. If I keep on wiping my head, it's because it's summer here. And if I was to switch on my fan, it would be a bit too loud. I am a resident of New South Wales, Australia. I am a minister by vocation, and that's what I've been for 20 years. I am also an educational consultant, and that's what I have been doing actually all of this time as well. In the past 2 years, I switched into full-time consultancy, and I work with people just around leadership, around resilience. I work with people around helping them to think about the journeys they take, why they take those journeys, and how to think about different directions in which they can probably begin to see themselves and begin to see the world around them. So that's pretty much what I've been doing most of my professional life. I created the Reset 2020 simply because I thought, having so many questions, so many conversations with people around how they've been and how the year has been for them, I thought, and hearing so many people say, I want to be done with the year. I just want the year to end so I could begin again. I just want a clean slate. But they'd been talking to me about a lot of the things that I'd been going throughout the year, and none of them seem to have, have you processed where you've been? Have you processed what you've been through? And none of them had seemed to have done it. So I thought to myself, I wonder how many other people are out there who haven't had a chance to just like sit down and really process where they've been, or just had an exercise and a conversation in which they can do so. And so that's why I created this time together, so that people can get a chance to think, reflect, and just get some new perspective on where they can go. So I created the handout, and the handout, the me right now, the me right now, the reset, and the 5 for 21 is the three things that we're going to discuss in our brief time together. They're just the three things that we're going to discuss in our brief time together. Let me bring up the me right now, and so everyone can see it. Everyone can see this?
Yeah.
Just put your thumbs up. All right, then, brilliant. So we're gonna start by just discussing the me right now, and this is how you're gonna find the me right now. Yeah. First of all, the box that says me right now, do not touch that, especially those of you who just want to go straight to that box. There's a specific way in which we're going to find the me right now. We're going to find the me right now by actually doing the 3 boxes on top of it. So to give 2020 context for yourself, let's start from 2019. So we're going to take 2019 and 2020. Yeah. So in 2019 and 2020, what were the things that defined you? What were the things that shaped you? We're going to talk about the things that define, shaped, and things that move and motivate. But in 2019, 2020, what were the things that defined you? And what are the things that define you beginning this year? Maybe tired, maybe motivated, it may be loss, whatever those things may be, good or bad, just write them down in that box. Write some of them down in that box as they come to mind in terms of the things that define. In terms of the things that define, write some of those things down. All right, I'm going to come off stop share. So everybody has the handout in front of them. Yeah. All right, then. Brilliant. So just begin to write down some of those things. Hey, Nikki, good to see you. So some of the things that define, write them down. Then there's the experiences that have shaped.
Can I ask you something?
Yes, please.
Are you like evangelical pastor?
Say again?
Are you evangelical pastor?
Am I evangelical? I think, yeah, to a degree.
Okay, because my mom's mother and my grandfathers are evangelical. So I grew up with that religion. Even if I have my own ideas, I just was curious to know.
Okay, then. All right, then. Yeah. All right, then. So in terms of the experiences, what are some of the experiences that have shaped? What are some of the experiences that have shaped? And for those of you who are just joining us, Tam, I see that you're joining us. We're straight into the workshop at the moment. I can't say Audrina because it's my mother-in-law. So, Mom, can you turn on your camera, please? Okay. And I'm gonna reach through the camera and slap. Who you talking? Kai, boy, you better mind yourself. So, Mom, can you turn on your camera, please? And Tam, I'm gonna ask if you can turn on the camera. And we're straight into the workshop, Tam, straight into the handout. So begin to write down some of the things that have defined you in 19 and 20. Yeah, because 19 kind of gives context to how you dealt with 20. And what are some of the experiences that have shaped you? Then in 19 and 20, what were some of the things that just moved and motivated you? What were some of the things that really moved you, really motivated you, really gave you a sense of who you are, really gave you a sense of perspective about yourself, a perspective about life? Where do we go from here? Hey, Dad. Mom, sit Dad down with his own handout. You can't write on Mom's, Dad. Sorry, having a family moment here. I better mind myself again in case he reached through. The two of them reached through. Boy, you better just do your workshop and mind your business. All right, so this is how we're going to discover the me right now. This is how we're going to discover the me right now, the you right now. Because I honestly do believe that we're made up of three things: the things that define, the experiences that shape, and the things that move and motivate. And those things take place in actually past, present, and our future aspirations. They take place in all three places. So out of the things that define, look at some of the things that define, the things that, so we're going to take the me right now out of all three places. So look at maybe two things of the things that define, put it in the me right now. Experiences that have shaped, take out two, maybe three, put them in the me right now. And from the things that move and motivate, put them in the me right now. And what I want you to do is create a picture out of those three things of you right now. Out of some of the things that have defined you in 19 and 20, the experiences that have shaped you in 19 and 20, and the things that have moved and motivated you in 19 and 20. Take maybe two out of each and put them in the me right now and create a picture of the me right now. Okay, once you've done that, and we're going to come back to the me right now. What I want you to do is I want you to write down at least a minimum of five core values that you live by, or at least aspire to live your life by. Core values. Core value may be hard work. Core value may be family. Core value may be community. Core value may be honest. Whatever it is. What are five core values that you seek to live your life by? There may not be core values that you always get. You know what I mean? There may be core values that you're actually working on, but these are the ones at least you drive your life in that direction. You drive your life in that direction. And for those of you watching on YouTube, thanks for joining us. It's great to have you. Great to have you join us. All right, now here comes the great question. All right, how many of you are looking at the me right now and you're like, yeah, actually, I like who I'm looking at right now? How many of you are that person? Give me a thumbs up. All right, how many of you are looking at the me right now and you're like, okay, all right then. If you're that person, give me a thumbs up. All right then. How many of you are looking at the me right now and you're like, what the actual hell? Who is that person? And how did they get into my life? Anyone looking at that person? All right then, that's good. This is the thing about the me right now. And I say this all the time. The me right now, if you like the me right now, that's good, because the me right now can always improve and the me right now can always grow. If you're 50-50 about the me right now, that's good, because the me right now can always improve and the me right now can always grow. And if you don't like the me right now, that's good, because the me right now can always improve, and the me right now can always grow. The common denominator amongst all of us is that we understand who the me right now is. You understand who the person is that has actually made it to this part of the year, has made it to 2021. You understand, based on the things that define, the experiences that have shaped, and the things that move and motivate you, how it is that you've got to where you are. The thing with pressure and the thing with 2020 is 2020 and pressure, what it does, it actually rips us away from our core values. That's what it does. 2020 made a lot of people forget what their core values are, because what 2020 did was just come into the year and snatch everything. I remember last February, I was in New York, and I had some speaking work in New York, and I got back to Australia just as COVID began to really set in, and just as the planet began to close down. And I watched a 2-year diary die. A 2-year speaking diary, work diary, international diary, everything. I watched my calendar die within the space of 14 days. Just email after email, phone call after phone call. Sorry, we're canceling. Sorry, we're canceling. I'm like, all my livelihood. I was just like, I just watched it die in front of my face. And what 2020 did was actually rip me away from all the core values of understanding my own level of resilience, understanding my own self-efficacy, understanding my ability to focus in a specific place and focus on a specific, it ripped it all away. Because the me right now, for all of us, it's the me right now that is always experiencing the pressure. It's the me right now that is always feeling life and facing life head on. And what pressure does, it pulls you away from your core values. And that's what's happened to so many people in 2020. 2020 has, with work, with freedom, with lack of movement. How many of you work for yourselves? Do any of you work for yourselves? Are you self-employed? When you're self-employed, as I am now, one thing that happens in a market that is a shrinking market is that employers play you off against somebody else because there's a long line of you now. So they want you to work cheaper. They want you to give more for less. They're able to do that. And if you don't have that deepened sense of who you are, it's very easy, because you want the work so much, to just like, oh, okay, I'll do it for that. And that was a really profound experience that I went through in 2020, of remembering my self-value and remembering my self-worth in a shrinking market. You know what I mean? I wrote something about that, and where I talked about remembering your worth beyond the money, remembering your value beyond the money. And that was something that I really had to go through in a very profound way last year. So for all of you, I'm trying to figure out how.
It's interesting you say that.
Please, yes, please, Fitz, yeah.
Because I actually, the interesting thing is, it's interesting to hear you say you struggle with that, because a lot of your work has helped me be more resilient through last year, actually. Right? When I was trying to figure out, my own self-worth and where I am in this big picture, and everything was going on and I couldn't move, like everyone else as I wanted to move, and I had all these great ideas for 2020. A lot of your work and things that you actually put up helped me overcame a lot of that. A lot of my thought process was behind a lot of your work, actually.
Oh, thank you for saying so. Thank you for saying so.
And my
I know
wife
that-
is here to second that. She would tell you. I actually look up a lot of your words to see what new you have for today.
Oh, thank you for saying so. I know a lot of my process for dealing with last year. Hi, Steve. So good to see you join. And I wonder if you can turn on your camera, please, so that everyone can see your handsome face. A lot of my process for actually journeying through last year was processing my journey and processing what was taking place in my life and how I had to remind myself of the things that I teach others. How many of you have had that experience where you've realized, oh, actually, yeah, I tell people to do that all the time. I have to now do it for myself. It's easier to tell people what to do. It's easier to give people medicine than take your own medicine, isn't it? You know what I mean? And so thank you for saying so. Thank you for saying so. So let me ask everyone unmute yourself. Just give me one core value for everyone. I'm beginning with Fiona. Give me one core value that you've give me one core value from you, Fiona.
Sure. My core value is making an emphasis on the love of God, not all the other attributes or the other emphasis that are often there, but the emphasis is on the love of God.
All right then, beautiful.
That is the only thing that I can be changed by.
Beautiful. Hannah, give me a core value that you seek to live by, or at least that you live by or aspire to.
I'm a very passionate person.
Mm-hmm.
Passionate / focused.
Beautiful.
In most things that in everything I do. So sometimes my passion for something might be a bit too much, but for me, depending on what the action is, if I don't do it to 100% or even 95% of what I'm capable of, there's no point in me doing it. I want to do a job well. So 2020 for me had made me take a little bit of a backseat and just breathe, because you can't continue on that same energy 100% of the time. But I am passionate about what I do within my work and the outcomes for people and within my role.
Beautiful. Philippa, one of yours.
I'm working towards being more authentic towards myself more than anything.
Nice. Nice. Yeah. Self-care is the first care. Self-care is the first care. Charlie.
Discipline.
Say again, sis.
Discipline.
Discipline.
Yes.
My wife is a very disciplined person. You two would get on very well. Very well. Ada, one of your core values. You're muted. You're muted. Unmute yourself.
Oh, integrity, that is a value from God. So I have to be honest with me first. To be honest, to become really honest.
Okay then. Melanie?
Sure. A core value for me is living with purpose and doing meaningful things.
Beautiful. Fritz?
I put team player.
Team player?
Yeah.
Nice.
Awesome.
Nice. Fritz, what for you?
I'm gonna say for me, it would be mentorship.
All right then. Nice. Shireen?
I'm trying to figure out the best one to say, but I would say boundaries. That's an important one.
Yes, agree.
Beautiful.
Yes.
Keisha?
I think the one that's been the biggest for me is living my complete truth.
All right,
for a long time, I've been living as a version of myself because it seemed more appealing to everybody else. But then kind of along the way, I really lost a sense of who I am. And kind of by accident what 2020 gave me, because so many of those people that was infringing on my boundaries, because I spent so much time alone, I was able to kind of come back to who I am really at my core. And so what I'm working towards now is 100% living my truth.
That's beautiful. That's absolutely beautiful. That's beautiful. Nikisha, what's the
transparency and honesty.
Transparency and honesty. I think those are the most difficult conversations for people to have, honest conversations, you know, because we are always conscious of how we want to look. You know what I mean? How we actually want to look, instead of really understanding that it's not about how you want to look. It's about how, as almost as Keisha says, how you actually sit within the reality of your own truth. Because if you don't do that, then all you're left with is the lie that you tell yourself. You know what I mean? Yvonne, hon, darling, are you there? Oh, sorry. One of your core values.
Loyalty.
Loyalty. Yeah. Yeah. Beautiful. That's beautiful. Kel.
Mine, probably from the last 2 years especially, would be resilience.
Yeah. Resilience. Beautiful. Tam?
I would say growth for me. I'd like to make a difference in people's lives. Positive, not negative.
Nikki? Oh, so let me yeah.
Let's do that again. Good morning. How do you do? Hello. I have no clue, Eddie. I'm hearing you. I'm going to be honest. I'm at work. I'm hearing you, but I'm not listening to you.
Oh, okay.
I'm going to rewatch, but hearing what everybody is saying, yes, I agree. I would take those for myself. Core values, oh boy, I don't know. There's so many. Do we have to pick just one?
Just one.
For me right now, where I am, I would say I'm balancing between courage and strength. Does that work?
Balancing between?
Strong.
Okay.
Courage and strength.
Courage and strength. Beautiful. Yeah. Beautiful. As young as Nikki looks, everyone, I've known Nikki for 27 years. You know what I mean? Really? I knew her as a baby. At university, she was a child prodigy at university. She was at university as a 5-year-old. You know? Mom, Audrina, Mom, one core value.
You know, it's amazing because a lot of things that other people have said are on mine. But I think family is something that's a core value. It's really important to me.
Thanks.
That's just picking one. But lots of the honesty, loyalty, truth, you know, trying to live the kind of life that reflects Christ, i.e. being authentic. Those are core values.
Okay then. And Steve,
Pastor, I think I was contemplating on for 2020.
Sorry, Steve. Hold on. Let me just unmute you now. Sorry, I just had to mute everybody else. Somebody's having feedback. Unmute yourself there, Steve. And yeah, go on. Yeah.
I was contemplating on for 2021. I think what I need the most is courage, hope, and generosity.
Mm. Those are beautiful. So, how do you reset? Let's just look at that briefly. How do we reset? Because in 21 did do what it did. 20 did do what it did, but you're here. And that's the thing that all of us have to remember. Yeah. Although 20 did what it did, we are all here. We are here. And so the three things that we're just going to just talk about quickly here and then move for 5 for 21 is how do we reset? I believe that we do three things. Number one, we do it by reassessing the me right now. It's interesting with this exercise, yeah. Do this exercise again. Yeah, I say to people all the time who do any of my workshops, and I always use the me right now as the core basis for everything that I do as far as my work is concerned. I always say to people, do this exercise, the me right now, do it in 6 months. I guarantee you the me right now would have shifted. Because the me right now is always happening in past, present, and future. Who you are is always happening in past, present, and future, you know. So how do we reset? How do we reset? Well, three things. We reassess the me right now, we get a new focus, and we create new energy. Yeah. So reassessing the me right now. Let me suggest a couple of things that you could maybe write down in terms of reassessing. Reassess your strengths. Reassess what your strengths are. Yeah. Another thing that you could reassess are actually your weaknesses, and don't be afraid. Don't be afraid of them. I think it's like Nikisha said, that having that transparency and honesty must always begin with you. As difficult as that may be, as that may be, it should always begin with you. Allow it to begin with you. Transparency and honesty. So assess your weaknesses. Don't be afraid. Don't be afraid of that. Don't be afraid of that at all. Don't be afraid of that at all. Number three, assess your personal history. Assess your personal history, where you've been. Now, listen, in terms of personal history, Ada, I can't hear you. You're gonna have to unmute yourself.
What is the history? You said it too fast. History what? Assessed what?
Reassess your personal history.
Oh,
where you've been. Where you've been. Reassess your personal history. Reassess your personal history. You know. You aren't every story that people tell of you. But you are every story. You are every one of their stories that you choose to live. Yeah, when I was 42, my sister and I got into an argument. The three eldest in my families are women. And the youngest of the three, she's a firebrand. And I made the mistake of getting into an argument with my big sister. My sister looked at me at 42, said, "You're nothing. You ain't never been nothing. You ain't never gonna be nothing." Now, she would have said that to me at 22. I would have been like, yeah, you're probably right. You're probably right. It's true. But at 42, I'm like, come on now. You can't be, not at 42. Not with the way I had grown, not with all of, but what she had chosen to do was go into my personal history, drag up a part of my life that only told one particular story, and chose to look at me at 42 and read my life as that. So like I said, you're not every story that people tell of you, but you are every story, every one of their stories that you choose to live. So reassess your personal history, reassess your limitations. And don't be afraid to be limited. Don't be afraid to understand that you're limited. You know, don't be afraid to know that you're limited. Reassess your personal mentors. How many of you have a mentor? Raise your hand. How many of you don't have a mentor? Raise your hand. It's important that you get mentors. You know, I always say to men when I'm doing workshops, I always say to them, a man who does not have a mentor and a man who does not have a significant male in his life to guide him, a man who cannot take counsel from another man is a weapon of mass destruction. A weapon of mass destruction. You know, when I work with organizations and they're looking for mentors or they're looking for fathers for young men, I said, look, if his father ain't around, just find a man who can say to him, be quiet, sit down and listen to me. And he will do that. That is the significant person in their life. And all of us need that person in our life. All of us. And I'm going to say to you as women and men here, find a mentor. Serious. Find that person who can pour into you so that you can pour into somebody else. So reassess your personal mentors and reassess your spiritual journeys. You know what I mean? That spiritual journey may not always be religious. That spiritual journey may be a moral and ethical journeys, but reassess your spiritual journeys. So when in reassessing the me right now, reassess those three spaces. When we're talking about reassessing, you know, when we talk about reassessing, when we're talking about getting a new focus, we're gonna start with Keisha's, because Keisha's core value is right on the top of getting a new focus, and it's detox. Just detox from people. And Keisha just hit it on the head there, where she said 2020 enabled her to pull away from people so she could sit in that space of being comfortable with who she is, so that once all these people come back in, she was like, nah, this is who I am. I don't need your opinion on who I am anymore. Yeah, this is me. This is me. So detox people, detox places, detox attitudes, detox situations, detox relationships. You know, travel light. Travel light. So getting a new focus, start with detox. The other one is place value on the lessons that you're learning. It doesn't matter how hard those lessons are, but place value on the lessons you're learning in terms of getting a new focus. Yes, Ada.
I feel so light lately, like I never feel in my life.
Why? Why so?
Because I just feel like I'm happy and light. I just feel light.
Beautiful.
Detached from things that people think of me, from judgments, is their issues. I don't know. I feel light and happy.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know how else to describe it. Do you know that author, Anthony de Mello?
No.
He's Brazilian, I think. Anthony de Mello. Well, that's what he talks about, being light. And that's how I feel the last 2 days, very light, very peaceful, very heavenly, very calm, very nice.
My mother, who passed in October, she became a guru for traveling light, you know, especially in the last 5 years of her life, 6 years of her life. I think, oh boy, but why are you taking on those things there, boy? Why are you taking on those things? Oh gosh, let those things go, boy. Let those things go. You know, really had become a guru at literally just traveling light. Like, no, I'm gonna let that go. You know, and letting go doesn't mean that you actually allow people to walk all over you. It's just that I'm not going to carry your burden. I'm not going to carry your headache. I'm not going to carry your issues. I'm not going to carry your story. I'm not going to carry your water. You know. Yes, Triz, you wanted to say something?
Yeah, I wanted to ask. Sometimes we tell ourselves, yes, we do want to let things go, but we just don't know how to, because the habit and the everyday norm is the same. But if we haven't, like you said, we need a mentor, but sometimes we haven't necessarily got the mentor there to show us. Sometimes it's a lot of talking, and I'm a practical learner. So sometimes I need to be shown how to do something, or even the right tools to put it in place for me to actually get the ball rolling in that sense.
Yeah. And do you always get it once you do that? Where did you go?
It's trial and error.
Oh, you moved.
Oh, did I?
You moved on my screen. I was just like, where did you go?
I'm sorry. But
yeah, of course. Sometimes it's always trial and error.
It's trial and error, because what might work. Say, for instance, like you said, your mom would say, let it go. But that's because your mom's reached a place to see that it's not necessary no more.
She's lived 3 of my lifetimes already.
Right. And my mom does the same.
Yeah.
But I'm like, Mom, I can't let it go because I don't feel like the situation has reached that place for me to let it go. Like you might have an agenda or a goal for you to complete something, but you know, parents in a way have a way of looking at things from the outside in and saying, you know what, it's doing you more harm than good. So I'd rather you just let it go because it's not necessary.
Yeah.
But
funny enough, that's the point I was going to make. I feel like when it's doing you actually more harm, you know what I mean? When it's taking more from you than it's giving to you, that might be the indicator, like, I might need to reassess this. You know what I mean? Reassess doing this, not reassess your desire or reassess your passion or reassess your capacity, but, you know, or your abilities, but really your capacity, like, is this going to, once I have this, what am I going to lose in gaining this? You know what I mean? How am I going to recognize myself by the end of this? You know, the things and the people that are important around me, are they going to see me in the same way? And I think those are some of the things that could lead us to really think seriously about, now I need to let this go. I need to.
And I think some of us have a harder time with that based on probably our character. Because we are socially driven at times. Yeah. So I think at times it's a little bit harder to let go, especially of people who we try to probably keep within our midst and around us, because the more people we can get around us and be socially attached, even though they may be draining us of that energy, sometimes we keep them just because, right?
Oh man, believe me and my best friend have a friend just like that. But this is the way my mom always tried to give us perspective. She said, and it's based on Nikisha's transparency and honesty. She said, when you go to people, always go like this, not begging, but let them know where you're coming from. I said, yeah, but Mom, what if they disrespect it? She said, if they disrespect that, then deal with them from there. And I said, and if they disrespect that, she said, then deal with them from there. You're going to deal with them from the space they give you to deal with them. She said, but as humans, you must always try to get back to here because this is who you are. But don't allow them to stop you being this. But if they only allow you to deal with them from there, all right, well, this is where I'm going to deal with you because this is where you're allowing me to deal with from. So there are some people that I know, you know, I know that they try to be good, but for me, they ain't good. And so I deal with them from a distance. I just deal with them from a distance. I'm never going to cut them off completely, but I will deal with them from the space that they allow me to deal with them from. So, I mean, but place value on the lessons that you're learning in terms of getting a new focus, regardless of how hard those lessons may be. Getting a new focus, allow the past to pass.
I'm hard. That's hard for me sometimes.
Oh, that's hard for all of us. Girl, listen, this is hard medicine. I'm drinking. I choke on that one.
Yeah.
Your cup's not big enough for these, sorry.
My cup definitely isn't big enough. I got a big enough cup. I got a bigger cup than this, man.
Actually, one of, I think the connection with what you just said, allow the past to pass and letting go. I think at the core of that is forgiveness and actually learning how to forgive, because when you forgive, a lot of the baggage that we carry, we let go. So I feel kind of like, you know, sometimes I need a lesson in forgiveness and how to actually do that and feel, you know, in my heart that I've actually forgiven. And I was going to say, in terms of letting people go, if one of your values is loyalty, that's really hard. I know, because, you know, for me, if you're a friend for life. Do you know what I mean? I'll do anything for you. And it's really hard when you don't get that back. And that's hard to let go. So what I've had to learn is God sometimes put people in your life for a season, and we just have to accept that some for some people, those seasons are going to be short. They're not going to be, you know, for a lifetime.
Not
And I
everybody
found
that
when
come
I've
with you
been-
can go with you.
Right? So learning that has helped me to deal with the hurt sometimes of when you don't receive the loyalty back.
My brother.
And that's all forgiveness.
Yeah. My brother spoke about my mom and at the funeral, and he was saying one thing that used to just drive me mad with mom is how she still allowed people around her that even took advantage of her. You know, and like he was like, "Mom, how you allowed these people around you?" And he used to wind me up as well, you know. And I'm supposed to be a pastor. I'm like, Mom. But this is what we noticed. In the end, they moved away from her. They moved away from her because who she was began to just expose so much of who they are. And they couldn't stand in her, they couldn't stay in her space. She refused to allow who they were to stop her from being who she is or who she was, you know what I mean? And in the end, they just had to move away. They're like, no, I can't stay, because it literally just shone a light on them and people saw them for what they were. And in the end, they just moved away. In the end, they just moved away. Allow the past to pass. Yeah, that is a hard one. I ain't gonna lie, Hannah. That one is a hard one. That one is a hard one. That one is a work in progress. The other one is, in terms of getting a new focus, be around people with whom you share commonly shared aspirations. With who you celebrate commonly shared aspirations. Find that community of people that celebrate the things that you do, that seek to aspire in doing some of the things that you do. Find that community. Or create that community. That's the one thing that you can do with social media. You can create your own community. And then once you come out of this space, you physically travel to meet that community. The third circle, creating new energy. So let me ask each of you, I'll give you some of mine, but thinking about everything that we've done here, what is one energy that you can actually, that you feel, all right, I need to create this energy? I'll start with one, and I'll start with one, emotional energy. I need to create a new emotional energy. So everyone else, give me one that you feel, all right, I need to create this energy around in terms of resetting. What's a new energy? Philippa, give me one. Oh, you're doing something there? All right, Hannah, give me one. I'll come back to you, Philippa.
Can I say physical energy?
All right, beautiful. Physical energy. Write yours down. Yeah. Go on.
Physical energy.
Yeah. That's your one. Yeah. Actually, everyone else could probably, if you haven't, you can probably add hers to yours as well. Ada, one new energy.
Positive energy here and now.
Positive, immediate energy. Yeah, immediate positive energy. I like that.
Place
Fritz?
myself in here and now.
Beautiful. Fritz? Sorry.
Actual energy.
All right then, Triz. Actual energy.
Yeah.
I like that. Fitz, what for you?
I was going to say transparency.
All right then. That's a good energy. That's a difficult energy.
It is. It is. When I thought about it, I'm like, that's pretty difficult. But I think it also goes hand in hand if we want to, when we talk to people, to let them know where we're at.
Yeah.
I think you actually have to have that transparency and build up on that.
Yeah.
Love it.
Beautiful.
Love it.
Fiona, one new energy.
Sorry, just unmuting myself.
Sorry. No, that's fine.
Yeah, I think the energy of what you mentioned about social media, how you can create your own group on social media.
Mm-hmm. Beautiful. Melanie, one new energy? Sorry, let me unmute you.
Sorry about that. For me,
No.
this year, I think it's about unleashing more creative energy. I discovered painting over the holidays, one of those little paint parties, and I really liked it. And
Nice.
I know, like, I can drop poetry so easily, and I just never do because I'm so busy. But I feel so energized when I actually tap into creative things.
Nice.
So
Love that. Charlie, what's the energy for you?
Accepting and
Okay.
acceptance energy.
Nice. Of people?
Yeah.
Nice. I'm liking these. Shireen, give me an energy.
I chose financial energy.
Nice. I love that, man. That's straight USA, man. We get some financial energy up in this place. There's some financial energy up in this piece. I like that. You and my wife Yvonne are gonna get on well. Trust me. Yvonne is just like, yeah, babe. This year you financial energy. You know what I mean? Keisha, what for you?
More peace and less reactive to people and situations.
I like that. This girl's a philosopher. Do you do poetry? Do you write?
I used to, but along the way I've lost some of that, and I also want to get back to that eventually.
Nice. We're gonna hold you to that writing energy. That's writing. Nikisha, what you got?
Power dynamics and emotional intelligence.
I like that. Kel?
Breaking up with fear.
Breaking up with fear. I like that. Yvonne? Han?
A vulnerability.
Aye. That's a good energy. Tam?
Love.
That's the hardest energy.
Yeah.
I'm gonna do one of these on love. You know why love is so hard? Because love is other-centered, and it's not actually a feeling. It's a value-driven principle.
Say it again. I'm so sorry. Say it again, please.
I said love is difficult because it's not a feeling. It's other-centered. It's a principle, and it's other-centered. Love is not about you. Love is always other-centered. Yeah, that's it. Mom, what energy? Sorry, Mom, you're muted. Sorry, you're muted.
Focus.
I like that. I know Nikki is busy, so yes. All right then.
I'm in a note.
Yes. All right then. Yeah. Triz, you gave me yours already. Steve, one energy.
Well, I think I'll agree with you with emotional energy.
Yeah.
And yep, that's one I'll be working on.
Yeah. Another energy is mental energy. Create a new energy. Create new spiritual energy.
Spiritual energy, yeah.
Yeah. This is for everyone here. New spiritual energy. New social energy. And some of you have actually talked about that. And social energy is about the circle that you find yourself in and the circles you allow to create around you. And vocational energy. About what you do and about how you do it. Vocation isn't always just about your occupation. Vocation is about what you feel what you feel yourself called to, as far as life is concerned. What you feel yourself called to. All right. Well, let's just do 5 for 21, and then I'll let you get back on with your evenings and your days. Kel, where are you? Where are you based, Kel?
Melbourne.
Ah, that's right.
Australia.
Australia. Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah. So 5 for 21. Here's my 5 tips for 21. Number 1, don't take time to take it personally. Sure. Don't take time to take it personally. Because once people start to make it personal, it ain't no longer about you anyway. It's actually about their own hurt, their own pain, and their own brokenness. There's something that takes place within the faith community, and as if you're from a faith community, you'll understand this. From a Christian community, when somebody comes up to you and they say like, Fitz, do you mind if I speak with you for a moment? And Fitz is like, yeah, sure, let's speak. And then they'll turn around and say, do you mind if we pray before we talk? You know, once they say that, they are about to tear you a new one. You know that. But what they want to do is bring God into their mess, so that they'd feel justified in what they're about to vomit on you. You know what I mean? But once they begin to do that, what they don't understand, and what a lot of people don't understand, is once they do that, and especially if you stay quiet while they're doing it, they become emboldened in what they're saying because they think that what they're saying is true, but it ain't true. It's their own hurt and it's their own pain. If you take time to just breathe mentally, breathe emotionally, breathe spiritually, you will actually literally see their hearts open. And you'll begin to read their brokenness. Because people say more than they want to say. They expose more than they want to expose. And mentally, you're like, oh my gosh, all right. I've heard that before. Where did I hear that before? Oh, so it ain't even you that's coming with this. It's so-and-so. Because that's where believe me, people begin to expose. So don't take time to take it personally. I'm not saying that you're not going to hurt, and I'm not saying that you're not going to be offended. I'm saying don't take time to take it personally, especially when people make it personal, because it stopped being about you once they make it personal. It stopped being about you once they made it personal. Number 2, remember that language matters. Language matters. Yeah. So surround yourself with healthy language. Language for some of you of love, language of boundaries, language of acceptance, language of transparency, language of excellence. Language matters. So surround yourself with that language. Make sure that that language is being spoken and shared around you. Number 3, know what you know and do not fear what you don't know. Yeah. Know what you know and don't fear what you don't know. Yeah. Know what you know and don't be afraid of what you don't know. Yeah. Number 4, remember that what people see is what you sell. Yeah. What people see is what you sell. And number 5, remember how we live and how we lead. And how we live and how we lead is on the bottom of your sheet, your handout. But I'm going to show you. This is how I want you to adopt. This is what I want you to adopt in 2020.
Can you repeat that one, Eddie? Remember how
we live and lead. You got that one, Mom?
Yeah, got it. Thanks.
This is how we live and how we lead. Like this. This hand here is the hand that you reach up to that mentors you. This hand here is the hand that pours into you, that speaks truth into your life, that speaks honesty into your journey. This hand here, okay? This hand represents what? Or represents who?
Who you're mentoring?
That's
who you're
right.
uplifting.
This hand represents the hand that you reach back to. This hand represents the hand that pours into you. So as you're standing forward, moving forward into life, you're reaching up and you're reaching back. And this is where we live life at our best. Anybody who is successful in life, anybody who's living life in a meaningful way as they're moving forward into life, they're reaching up and they're reaching back. But the ground where we all stand is always level. Just because I reach up to them, it doesn't mean they look down on me. And just because I reach back, it doesn't mean I look down on them. Because I think it's a gift that people give us. It's a gift that people give us when they ask us to mentor them. When they come to us and they say, yeah, I want you to journey with me. I think it's a gift. I think it's a gift. And I think it's a gift that you give other people when you go to them and say, listen, would you mentor me? Your life is a gift that you're giving.
Be humble.
Yes, Hannah.
Do you think sometimes you are the person that wants to be mentored chooses you?
Yeah.
Mentee.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. What do you think? What do you think? What's your perspective?
Well, I've got two elder sons,
Yeah.
24 and 22. I know I don't look a day over 18, but 24 and 22. And my 22-year-old son, he's got a female friend. And I met her once or twice, and she's platonically a friend. But she's taken to me. And she's always saying to him, you know, I want to speak to your mum. Do you think she'll let me pop in? And I don't mind as a nurturing mother. I don't mind to speak to her. But I'm wondering, is there a boundary that I need to be careful of as to why this girl seems that she's latched on to me? She has got parents herself, but she said that they just don't get her.
Mm-hmm. Well, I think
carefully.
You know, no matter, I think every child just believes their parents don't get them. Yeah. But then every child knows that their parents do get them. You know what I mean? You know, I've got a 17-year-old who has a second mother. She calls her a second mother, and they've just moved back to New Zealand. And you know, and for us, we love her. We are all close together, you know what I mean? And they've just moved and emigrated back to New Zealand. And we know that she needs her space in order to form. Where did you go? You moved. Where did you go? Oh, there you are. She needs her space in order to like formulate who she is in the world outside of us. But she's always going to be shaped by who she is in the world amongst us. But that's just her journey. So yeah, people can. I hope Fitz don't mind. Fitz contacted me and told me. Fitz contacted me and told me, you're my mentor. You don't know it, but you've been mentoring me all year. I've been like, okay. But I'm just, you know, he said, and then I told my wife, you know, Eddie Hippolyte's my mentor. And Melanie was like, does Eddie Hippolyte know this? He's like, well, I'll let him know. And so Fitz contacted me and said, yeah, I need you to know that you're my mentor. You've been mentored. Up to now, I ain't never met Fitz in my life. But like now we're journeying. Now we're journeying. You know what I mean? Now it's a journey. We haven't made it official because this is the first time Fitz and I are actually even seeing each other. You know what I mean? But this is the one thing that I always say. If somebody wants me to mentor them, they have to ask me to mentor them. Not because I feel like I'm enough, and not because I feel like I'm anything. But when you ask somebody to mentor you, when somebody asks you, they're giving you permission to speak into their life. Rather than you rolling up and say, yeah, like, I'm your mentor. And then you begin to ask me questions and I'm like, well, what kind of thing you're asking me there? Like, you can't ask me them questions, man. I ain't giving you permission to ask me them questions. Whereas if I ask you to be my mentor, I am giving you permission to ask me difficult questions, to journey with me. And so, yeah, I think people seek people out in order to. Sorry, yes, Ada, I see you've had your hand.
Yeah, I find 3 mentors. So I have like my legacy, Jesus, Jay, you, and Alfonso. So I have 5 though, which is great. I think that's who are my mentors now.
All right then, beautiful, beautiful.
I can just add to that. We have 3 boys. And I can tell you, we realized from the boys' early age that they weren't going to look at their parents for mentorship. So we actually seeked out people that we saw them looking up to and actually went to those people and say, by the way, my son looks up to you. I would like you to be a mentor to him. So I know he's going to come and talk to you. We're giving you permission to go ahead.
To me?
No. This is for our boys.
For your boys, yeah. Oh, you seeking out mentors for them. Yes.
Because we knew that, as being parents, it's only good. Our word only lasts for so long.
Yeah. Hey, listen, and it's a team effort. It is actually a team effort, and Yvonne and I have been very conscious since Ria was young, in terms of finding solid mentors for her, and then actually choosing and allowing her to choose her mentors, and she's chosen very good mentors, very, very good mentors. We're fortunate in that, who are, one in particular who's our mentor on journeys with her now. Well, that's all I had to share with you. Oh, last one. Here's your call to action. Here's your call to action. So in the last box, it says, what are the steps and sacrifices needed for my reset? The sacrifices. Sacrifices are about the things that you give up and you kill. That I don't want you to do now. That I want you to do in reflection of what we're doing here. Yeah. So sit with yourself. What are some of the steps and sacrifices needed for my reset? And then, who is your accountability person? Yeah. Because you ain't going to do this for yourself, put it down and then stick it in a corner. I want you to figure out who your accountability person is. And then I want you to write to them and let them know what your steps and sacrifices are, and say to them, across 21, I want you to hold me to this. I want you to hold me to this. I want you to check in with me on this. I want you to do that.
Can that not be your mentor? Or has it got to be somebody else?
It can be a mentor, it can be somebody else. No, it doesn't have to be your mentor. You know what I mean?
Okay.
If you find a mentor, then maybe that's a good place to start. That's a good place to start. But it doesn't have to be your mentor, Mom. No, it can be somebody else. All right. Well, that's really what I wanted to share.
A pleasure. Thank you.
I hope it helps. Continue to check in. I'm going to be taking a deeper dive. I'm going to be taking something in terms of resilience in the story that counts. I'll be taking a deeper dive later on in this first quarter. So either this month or next month. But you're all on the mailing list, so I will let you know.
Thank you.
I'm on the mailing list, so I'll let you know.
Thank you, Pastor. Thank you.
Listen, thank you for taking the time. For those of you in England, please stay safe. Please stay safe. For those of you in Florida, in Miami, please Stay safe.
Praying for
I know
England.
I know your governor is as reckless as the British Prime Minister. So please, everyone.
Who do you know?
Stay
Dan
safe.
Gilbert, who do you know? I'm sorry. Who is the Cruz?
No, I said your governor is as reckless as the British Prime Minister. So stay safe in terms of COVID and your personal health. Huh?
Trump?
No, not Trump. No, Boris Johnson.
Boris, yeah.
Yeah. So please.
Yeah,
stay,
the UK is
please.
lockdown, so we should be all staying at home.
You're going into a tier 8 now, isn't it? 8 or 9? Because the numbers seem to just be jumping up.
Yeah, we're on a lockdown now. So he announced it at 8 o'clock. So sorry I was late. So we're on a lockdown. He didn't say when we're coming out of it.
He didn't say when you're coming out.
Nope.
I think it's till mid-February at the moment.
Oh, okay, cool. That's all right.
6 weeks, yeah.
Yeah.
I'll play that by ear. When they let us free, they let us free. It's like jail time.
Yeah.
I like, between the three of you, Tammy's like, no, we're on lockdown, so sorry. Keisha's like, well, I think it's until mid-February. I don't know. Triz is like, well, I'm playing this one by ear because you never know what the government's going to do. You know?
Good behavior. Yeah.
Oh, Lord. Be safe. Well, Kel knows that. Kel knows about lockdown because she's in Melbourne and they had a hard lockdown.
Yeah,
I mean,
we had two lockdowns, the beginning of, and we had about a 4-week break, and then we went into something like 11 weeks or something, and kids were homeschooled. I was working from home. We were in the middle of Melbourne winter, which was bitter, so couldn't go outside as much, could only be within 5 kilometres and only go to get food, go to the doctor, no visitors, nothing. It was very, very, very tough.
I love your accent.
Wow.
Oh.
I love the British accent.
This is Australian, but it's all English.
Oh,
it's all English. It's all English.
Always confusing Australian English. I'm sorry.
That's all right. It's all right. Well, everyone, listen, thank you. Thank you for joining me.
Thank you.
And I hope this made sense. I hope it's something that you can use.
Totally.
Definitely.
I hope it's something that you can. Sorry, there was a little ant on my table. Fast one. I'm distracted. I hope it's something that you can use. I'll keep you informed with anything else that I'm running. But thank you once again. And do the Me Right Now in 6 months. And I guarantee you'll be surprised at what you find. You'll be surprised. Well, no, actually, you won't be surprised at what you find because you're in a growing space. But once again, thanks everyone, and be safe, and we'll see you again soon. We'll see you again soon.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye, everybody.
Hey, do you do podcasts?
Do I podcast? No, not yet, but I'm going to be.
Please.
Yes. Yeah.
That'd be awesome.
I'm working on it.
You're working on your social media presence.
I'm working on that side of it. You know what I mean?
Excellent.
I know I really do need to create that. I've been asked about it quite a bit, so I'm gonna do it.
Awesome.
Okay. Thanks, guys. Thanks,
Thank
madam.
you.